Northerners are not smiling anymore. Take a look at what they did to Bola Ahmed Tinubu poster. Hey, 2027 election, e go hot oh, e go hot. Get yourself prepared because Northerners are not smiling.
If I were President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, every 3 months I'm going to be reshuffling my cabinet. And the reason why I'm saying this is that it seems to me that there are certain ministers, there are certain appointees in this administration that are not proud to be associated with the administration. Like they cannot confidently, come out and defend the administration they serve in. Because, come to think of it, this present administration is doing so much, let's say, has been doing a lot in recent times to better the life of Nigerians, but its appointees seems not to care about it or too relaxed to bring it to the awareness of Nigerians. Take a look at the student loan scheme, the NEL Fund program. Over 350,000 Nigerians have benefited from that program. Over 350,000 homes have benefited from that program, and nobody is talking about it. It's not making the headlines. How? The reason why I'm saying this is that we've gotten so used to being governed badly in this country, and it has gotten to the point that when there's a semblance of good governance, we are not able to identify it, hence, we reject it. And that is exactly what is happening right now. We've gotten so used to living in chaos, we've gotten so used to living in disorderliness to the point that orderliness now starts looking, now start feeling alien, feeling strange to us. Take a look at what the Minister of Interior is doing. Now you can get visa on arrival in Nigeria. There was a time in Nigerian airports. I don't know it's if it was in all the airports, but I know very well about the airport here, international airport here in Abuja. You go to the airports, everywhere messed up, officers everywhere checking your bags manually. You go to the restrooms, as little as tissue papers you can't find in the restrooms. Go to the airport now and see what is going on there. The Minister of Aviation is doing so much there alongside the Minister of Interior. And nobody is talking about this. Take a look at what Minister Wike is doing in the FCT. Okay, at least Minister Wike, he organizes a media chat every month. That is what the other ministers are supposed to be doing. There's a whole lot of intervention going on in the agricultural sector, but nobody knows about it because nobody is talking about it. And the people in the ministry feel too relaxed to talk about it. This is not fair. If you must serve in an administration, then you should be proud to be identified with that same administration. If you cannot openly come out and identify with the administration, then you have nothing doing in that same administration. You should be honorable enough to resign and let people who are willing to do the job and who are willing to openly identify with the administration do the job. There are so many qualified Nigerians out there who will do this job and the impact will be felt. There's a whole lot the president is doing, and it seems like You know, he's not doing anything because the people who are supposed to bring it to the awareness of Nigerians are not doing so. There are a lot of loan schemes, there are a lot of grant programs being initiated by this government for small businesses. But a lot of small business owners are not even aware about these programs because the people that has been put in charge are not talking about it enough. You may want to talk about the cost of transportation, fuel subsidy, this and that. All the other major contenders at the 2023 general elections also promised to remove subsidy. They promised to unify the exchange rate. They promised to do all of these things that this administration is doing. So if all of these people promise to do this thing, and the winner gets into the office and begins to do it, and you suddenly have an issue with it, what does that say? It means that you were not really particular about the progress of the country. You just wanted to grab power and just be, addressed as the president. This is not fair. This is a passionate appeal to all the ministers serving under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. With the renewed hope agenda, you really need to do more. You really need to do more. There's so much positive to take out of this very administration, but a lot of Nigerians are not aware about it. A lot of Nigerians are not aware of it because you are not talking about it.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, and all other excellencies here present, Your Royal Highnesses, the Emirs of Kano, Gaya, Rano, and Karai, members of the National Assembly, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by thanking the Kano State government for organizing this occasion and also thank them for inviting me. Let me also thank the committee that has done an excellent work which we all support. At this point, I would like to speak to the members, our members of the National Assembly and State Assembly here in Kano, and all those that we can call our own. We have seen what has happened in the past, and I think it's important for you and all of us to consider the mistakes of others while we have an opportunity to do our jobs now. I remember especially 1999 to 2003, and of course right through to this National Assembly. We have seen a situation where our members were given the opportunity to really represent their constituents. But unfortunately, on many occasions, they were compromised. We have seen a situation whereby the rich in the country worked so hard to raise a lot of money to bribe members of the National Assembly, especially those who are representing us. And as a result of that, we now have a tilted arrangement in terms of resources sharing in the country. Many people will think that they have won. I don't believe so. Because I believe the issues that we have today in this country, especially in this part of the country, has to do with mismanagement of resources by leaders at the national level and state levels, and even at local government levels. And of course, it has to do with the little that had to be given to those concerned. Now we have opportunity again, and we are very much aware that the rich once more is working so hard to take from the poor. And I'm sure all of us at leadership level in this country are members of Concosia, members of NNPP, even though what is going to happen is a bipartisan arrangement. People representing us, whether in our party or any other party for that matter, must stand firm and do the right thing. And I want to appeal to the presiding officers, which fortunately I was one of them, to do the right thing when they are considering this amendment. We want to know by name of those who supported A or B in this amendment, because it is very important, and that is what the law and the Constitution says. So we are keeping our eyes on all those concerned. Let me also advise those who are struggling by all means to take everything, to remember that some of the issues that we have in this part of the country today has to do with lack of enough resources and, of course, mismanaging the little that comes in. And that's why we have insecurity, we have poverty, and so on and so forth. And of course, it is happening here mainly, but it affects everywhere, because like desert, it will go to everywhere. Let me, at this point, advise the federal government, especially, on the distribution of federal resources. From the information available to us, it's like most of the national budget is now tilting to one direction in this country. Yesterday, I was to come by air. Unfortunately, my airline decided to shift our takeoff from 3 to 8 p.m. I had to come by road. From Abuja to Kaduna to Kano was a hell, terrible, very bad road. And this is the road that was started many years ago, right from the beginning of the leadership of the APC. Now we are told that there is a road now from the south to east. Let me say at this point that we support infrastructure anywhere in this country. In fact, I was telling myself that I wished that road was done before 2023 election, because I was the only aspirant or candidate who traveled to all nooks and corners across this country. I would have used that road. So we support roads everywhere, and any other thing that is good for the people, especially for the masses. But a situation where government is taking our resources and dumping it in what part of the country, and other parts of the country are left just like that, I don't believe that is the right thing to do by the government itself. And this is the time for the government to change, to convince our people that the government is not just on one side of the country. Once again, Your Excellency the Governor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I hope all those who have got one thing or the other to add to this committee work should do it between now and Saturday, when the committee will come to Kano for the hearing. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The former governor.
It's not a bad idea to abandon the sinking ship and be absent from a coalition of confusions. Our firm commitment, as we marked 2 years in office, it has been very rewarding. I could see the leadership of the National Assembly, people like Alero of Kebbi and others, embracing the great progressive ideology. I take this opportunity to thank the outgoing, the former national chairman, I would say, Rajiv Ganduje. I gave him an assignment on the formation of a progressive doctrine that the new chairman, the Progressive Institute, I think National Secretary will help to revitalize that and coordinate. And we can still take him as a consultant for the work with the new chairman to do that. To me, I'll say that with the space that we have created to allow the aspiring people to join us, our doors are still open, and we should embrace them wholeheartedly. And if you look at it before the end of this meeting, I formed the party of elders as the new chairman wishes to form a committee of national working members to move around the state, the country, and ensure that those who had joined us enjoy the registration and the membership of our party without any difficulty.